The film opens with a crumbling world, cities collapsing under war, oil shortages, and violent uprisings. Governments fall as chaos spreads across continents. Max Rockatansky, a former cop, patrols deserted highways trying to save the innocent. He watches civilization burn, powerless to stop it. Radio chatter speaks of one final sanctuary: the Citadel. Max's convoy is ambushed by savage raiders in the desert wastes. He fights fiercely but loses his comrades in a bloody battle. Haunted by screams and guilt, Max roams alone, his mind fracturing. He buries his police badge in the sand. The wasteland begins to claim his humanity. Max's convoy is ambushed by savage raiders in the desert wastes. He fights fiercely but loses his comrades in a bloody battle. Haunted by screams and guilt, Max roams alone, his mind fracturing. He buries his police badge in the sand. The wasteland begins to claim his humanity. Powerful factions rise from the ashes: Gas Town, Bullet Farm, and the Citadel. Immortan Joe, once a general, becomes a tyrant who controls water and life. Each warlord rules through fear and scarcity. The weak become slaves, the strong become fanatics. The world now belongs to those who kill to survive. The Citadel rises from the desert like a fortress of death. Enslaved workers haul water from deep wells beneath the sand. Immortan Joe rules from above, wearing a grotesque breathing mask. Women known as breeders are hidden away, guarded and controlled. The world bows to the Water Lord. Furiosa, a fierce young warrior, begins as a loyal driver under Joe's command. Her skill and defiance earn her the title Imperator. She secretly dreams of escape to her childhood homeland, the Green Place. But the Citadel's control tightens around her soul. Her friendship with the breeders sparks rebellion in her heart. Max, imprisoned and used as a living blood bag, is chained to a war boy named Nux. He studies his captors, waiting for a chance to strike. Nux, zealous and dying, worships Joe as a god. Max sees the madness infecting this new generation. Hope seems impossible, but survival still calls. Furiosa meets the breeders: Angharad, Toast, Capable, the Dag, and Shado. Together, they plan a daring escape under the cover of a supply run. They whisper of a land where green still grows. Every move must be hidden from Joe's fanatical eyes. One mistake means death. Furiosa secretly sabotages Joe's war machines and gathers supplies. She finds Max imprisoned and bargains for his help. Max refuses, until he sees the suffering of the women. They form an uneasy alliance based on necessity. The first spark of rebellion ignites. At dawn, Furiosa's war rig roars to life, loaded with water and fuel. She turns off course, away from Gas Town, toward freedom. Joe realizes her betrayal and unleashes his entire army. Max breaks free and joins the chase to survive. The desert explodes into chaos. Engines scream, metal collides, and sandstorms rise. Furiosa and Max fight side by side, their mistrust fading. Nux clings to the war rig, torn between loyalty and awakening doubt. Flaming vehicles crash in spectacular destruction. This is not a chase, it's war. Immortan Joe himself leads the pursuit, furious and unstoppable. His sons, Rictus Erectus and Corpus Colossus, swear vengeance. He promises eternal reward to anyone who kills Furiosa. The Citadel becomes a hive of panic and rage. The breeders' names are cursed across the desert. In the heat of battle, Max saves Furiosa's life, earning her trust. They share stories of loss, their worlds both destroyed. Nux begins questioning Joe's false promises of Valhalla. Together, they push forward into the unknown dunes. The human spirit flickers back to life. Furiosa finally finds the Green Place, but it's gone. The land has turned toxic and lifeless, just another graveyard. Tears mix with sand as she realizes there's no going back. Max tells her freedom isn't found, it's fought for. A new plan begins to form. Inspired by Nux, some war boys begin turning against Joe. They start sabotaging their own vehicles mid-chase. Nux finds redemption in helping the fugitives. Furiosa begins to believe they can return to the Citadel and take it. The hunted become the hunters. A colossal storm engulfs the desert, swallowing entire convoys. Lightning rips through sand and smoke. Max, Furiosa, and the others drive blind through the chaos. Joe's army is torn apart by nature's fury. Only the war rig emerges on the other side, scarred but alive. Furiosa decides to drive back to the Citadel to overthrow Joe. Max warns it's suicide, but he joins her anyway. They rally the slaves and rebels left behind. The desert trembles as the final chase begins anew. This is no longer escape, it's revolution. The war rig barrels through a narrow canyon filled with traps. Explosions light up the night as both sides fight to the death. Furiosa faces Rictus in brutal hand-to-hand combat. Max duels Joe atop a burning tanker. Sand, fire, and blood blend into madness. Furiosa rips Joe's mask away, revealing the monster beneath. He suffocates in his own rage as his army collapses around him. The slaves cheer as water floods the Citadel once more. Nux sacrifices himself to destroy the last of Joe's fleet. Furiosa becomes the true leader of the free. The film ends with Max watching from afar as Furiosa restores the Citadel. Water flows freely. Hope returns to the wasteland. Max silently walks away, fading into the desert horizon. Furiosa looks to the rising sun, knowing peace won't last forever. Text fades in. The road continues. Fury Road, Part 2 coming soon.